We got two brand new episodes of Daredevil Born Again. Episode 5 titled With Interest, and episode 6 titled Excessive Force. So yeah, I've been doing weekly coverage of Daredevil Born Again. Check out my previous reviews if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get right into this. So what I thought just overall about both episodes. Honestly, I don't know if it's crazy to say, but I think I might have enjoyed episode 5 more than 6. And the reason why I say that might be crazy, some of y'all who are watching, is because episode 5, like, I liked it, but I can still admit when an episode's a filler episode. Okay, let's just face it. Anyone that's saying this isn't a filler episode, bro, you're just lying to yourself. Okay, I'm sorry, you're just lying to yourself. This is the definition of a filler episode. Well, yeah, it's definition of filler episode, but this is what you'd want from a filler episode, an actual good one. As my friend says, this is a good filler episode. This is exactly what it was. Those filler episodes where it's just like it's not even good filler. It's just not good. Like it's not even the filler that's in there is not even interesting. You know, luckily that wasn't the case. But at the beginning, I'm like, oh no, it might be one of those, huh? But luckily, it did not turn out to be that, and I just I liked it a lot. Honestly, I loved it. I thought that was a solid like 8 out of 10 episode, maybe even better. Like that was really good. Like I throughout the episode, I was invested, and actually, I think I was maybe invested in the episode more than 6. I mean, I did like it more than I did like episode 5 more than 6. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that down below. What episode you like more? I'm on the side of 5. Let me know if you think 6 and why. Pretty much, the synopsis of this episode for 5, titled "With Interest," is a day in the life of Matt Murdock gets intense, forcing him to team up with a familiar face. That's what it's titled. So, pretty much in the episode, we just see Matt. He's at the, let's just say, bank. You can just call it a bank, whatever. I know it's not the exact thing, but um, yeah, it's like a mutual thing. And in the finance industry of New York City, of course. And then guess who's there? Matt's there to meet whatever the manager, and the manager's not there. And guess who's filling in for the manager? Um, Miss Marvel's dad. That's right. And then we did hear a rumor of Miss Marvel being in the show, and we knew the dad was casted in the show, so we knew he was gonna eventually show up. And then it was this episode where he showed up, and at first I'm like, okay, it's gonna be some cheap cameo, man. This is gonna be an episode where or sorry, this is gonna be a scene where he just makes a cameo and then it leads to literally nothing, just the typical thing. Honestly, that's what I was expecting. But no, it turned out he actually was throughout the entire episode. He was actually an integral part to the entire episode. Without him, it let's be honest, without him, a lot of people would have died. He was a hero in some way. I think Matt would agree with that. Um, Miss Marvel's dad was a hero as well. Um, but yeah, pretty much we see this heist going on St. Patrick's Day with these robbers, and they're just trying to get this diamond, pretty much this cool looking diamond that also, funnily enough, looks like very similar to the candy that's inside this like bank, whatever you want to call it, the mutual thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just really found it interesting throughout. Like it's a very typical, just like side, like just a typical like I don't know filler story. Well, it's executed very well. So it just goes to show if you just have a story that's even like simple, as long as it's written well, it still works. That's what it's really about. Because I don't think a lot of shows can do this where you just do a heist episode. It's pretty much 40 minutes about a heist, and it's just mostly about just dialogue. Really, if you think about it, mostly it's dialogue. And yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't think many shows can pull it off and make it actually good and interesting, like Daredevil Born Again did here. But yeah, we see that, and then bro, Matt's is funny. Pretty much, Matt gets denied for the whatever the loan he's trying to get, whatever it is, and then but also, bro, I'm all over the place. My bad. But yeah, Kamala, she gets referenced. Miss Marvel gets referenced by her father, of course, and then he also is like he's like he's showing Matt literally the Funko, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool that they mentioned that show, and then he's like he doesn't know that Matt's blind, and I think the actor who plays Kamala's father, he did a great job this episode. Honestly, I was really impressed by his performance in this. Um, yeah, what else was there? I mean, aside from that, it was pretty like intense. And that's what I wanted, and that's what it delivered. I don't know. I just really liked it. The only thing I think if there's one thing I didn't like, just the new detective. I'm just gonna be honest. Like we need our boy back. We need our boy back. If you know, you know. We need our boy back. Apparently it's gonna be season 2. Hopefully that's true. I don't know. Maybe he's in season 1. I don't even know at this point. If he's gonna come back later, I don't even know, man. But it's just sad. I just want to see our boy back. I miss him. Um, but yeah. So also, what else happened in the episode? Oh, when pretty much when the robbers came in and they begun their heist, um, they made a joke towards Matt, just saying like, they wait, was it? Yeah, they called him Stevie Wonder. I'm like, bro. I'm like, I don't even know if I should be laughing at that or not. I'm like, there's violence, man. That's crazy. What else was there? Oh yeah, Matt. Once he gets denied, he leaves, and then that's when the robbers come in and start their heist. And then obviously this is cool throughout the series. You see them just really like diving in, like a lot. This very like many times throughout the episode, pretty much every episode, just diving into like his like hearing. It's like super hearing, Matt's super hearing, and I don't know. I just really like. It's cool to me. I just really like every time I see him, like, oh, let's go. And it doesn't even get like I don't even get tired of it. Like you think with the amount of times they've done it, just even like up to this point that we've seen, uh, throughout the show, like they've done a lot, but I don't even get sick of it every time. I love it. It's just so cool the way they do it. Like they zoom into it. I don't know. I just love the direction's very good in that part. What else was there? There was that part, and then there was the whole obviously the whole hostage thing, and then Matt's like, he comes back and he's like, he comes back in. He just walks in like acting like he's like a normal, visually impaired person, and obviously he's not. We know he's not. He's Daredevil, but he's just acting like that to pretty much just fool the robbers. And I guess kind of a theme of this episode was all about control, right? It's about who has more leverage in this episode, and they kept on. It was kind of between at first the robbers and the cops, and then Matt was started talking about it as well. And yeah, I don't know. That I picked up on that. That was fascinating. That theme. What else was there? I guess it really got good once Kamala's dad got sent to pretty much open the lock, or sorry, not the lock, the vault, and then that's when Matt pretty much um started going down to execute his plan that he told Kamala's dad about right before he left. And he's like, yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. And just throughout the episode, he's Matt's is like standing up to the robbers. And also another thing, I didn't even notice this. I didn't think about it, but then it made sense that that woman, the one who's saying to Matt, "Oh, why don't you like tone it down there? You're gonna get us all killed, pretty much." I'm like, I didn't even think anything of it. I expected someone to say it. I expected all of them to say that. To be honest, in that situation, I don't know. I'm like that. That's a very reasonable thing to say because he might end up getting all killed because he's just not listening, man. He's just trying to like do more, trying to do too much, man. And I'm like, that's very reasonable. I didn't think anything of it. And then I realized we see later on in the episode that she was actually a part of it. She was kind of like just like a decoy in there, kind of just to stir things up, I guess. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, damn, that was it. That might have been one of the best written things in the entire episode, to be honest. And the episode's really, really well written. And then yeah, so Matt is like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then he just pretty much trying to lure the guy, one of them, with him. And then when they get to the staircase, that's where Matt goes crazy. You see Daredevil back right there. You see Daredevil right back there. And Matt literally just gives the guy the beats. And the guy's, he's holding his own. He's doing some damage to Matt. And then there's that scene where Matt has to like in that sequence, there's a part where Matt has to like kind of like let go of the guy a bit because the shotgun from the guy is about to fall downstairs, and then if it hits the ground, it's gonna make all that noise, and then Kamal's dad's gonna die because that robber that's with him at the vault, he's gonna get alerted. So yeah, so Matt had to pretty much extend his arm out and have the other guy like in like a headlock, um, or like a leg lock, whatever you want to call it, um, at the same time. So that was pretty cool. What else? And then yeah, Matt pretty much just washes that guy, just destroys him, and then he goes down, and it's easily gets behind that one robber, and that's it. He saves Kamala's dad right there. And Matt, I was waiting for him. Like Matt's gonna open the vault so easily because we've seen it throughout just the Netflix Daredevil series as well. Just Matt, he's really good at that type of stuff, especially with his hearing. He can easily pick when like the lock is like making the sound, the right sound, and stuff like that, all the sounds. So for him, it's easy, and I just love seeing the way it's shown visually, in the show, and that's exactly what we got. I don't know, I love that part as well. And then I was stressed when they were actually trying to find the right, I guess, what do you want to call it? The right the right box, whatever, for that the diamond was in. Because Kamala's dad was so nervous, he just kept on dropping the keys. I'm like, bro, he's gonna get them killed. Because meanwhile, that's going on. The detective, she's trying to negotiate with the guy pretty much stall him, the robber, the main, like the leader of the robbers. And he's just like make a joke, and then I'm like, bro, what is going on here? What is going on, bro? The cops are just getting done dirty here. They have no leverage. And then meanwhile that's happening, the other cop, that's with the detective. He's like, I don't know, he might have been the sergeant or something. I don't even know, but he's like, nah, we're going in now. It's been enough time. And then that was another stressful component. Like, oh no, the hostages are gonna die. That's what she was saying as well. So everything, it's just well written. That's all I can say. Because at the end, everything is like converging at once, and you're just stressed. You're just like, oh man, god damn, this is stressful. This episode is way better than I thought it'd be. That's what I was just thinking as we just kept on getting further on in the episode. And then yeah, luckily, they found the right box and the keys worked, whatever. And then that's where they find the diamond. Like, damn, this is crazy. Why this is what they're after? And then that's where Matt, yeah, and then after that, Matt and Kamal's dad, they go back up, and then the robber's like, yo, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then Matt pretty much stalls because he knows he can hear, obviously, a superhero, he can hear that the cops are about the SWAT team, whatever, they're about to raid them, just come in. And then he's like, you guys have no leverage. You guys think you do, but no, you have no leverage. The cops have everything. You have no leverage. Yeah, and I know you don't want to kill anyone. And then he pretty much has to like hold them off for another like 2 seconds, and then he's like, yeah, they might kill someone, so he just gives them the diamond or whatever. Just throws it up, and then the smoke bombs come and everything, and then they get raided, whatever. Everyone's safe. Um, but then the main leader, Robert, he just has like he just disguised himself as a cop to try to get out. And then while that's going on, he passes the diamond to that decoy who was in the crowd to act like she was actually just some normal civilian, even though she wasn't. And yeah, they thought they were slick, but no, Matt, he got out of there. He's like, no, no, that's not happening. Matt got out of there, and then he went after the guy, and then they had a nice little fight in like this like corridor or whatever. And yeah, that was the scene that was in the trailer or in one of the trailers earlier on, where you see Matt literally drop kicking this guy's leg, just breaking it. That was the scene, and we finally got to see it in full, and I loved every single minute. I'm like, this guy, I hate this bum, man. Get this guy out of here. And Matt absolutely just smacked him up. I just love to see it. Honestly, love to see it. And because oh my god, when you hear Matt literally just kick his leg in, oh my god, that sound. I was getting so hyped. I'm like, let's go, come on, man. And then later on in the episode, we see oh, actually, yeah, right after that, we see the woman who had the diamond, and she takes it out of the pouch, and then she realizes it's just like that toffee. And bro, the look on her face is priceless. Matt bamboozled them. That's what he did. He says, bro, his brain's too huge, man. His brain's too, he's a lawyer, so that's expected, of course. But then Matt goes back the next day or maybe the same day, I don't even know. And then he's like, just checking up on you. How you doing? How's your, how you holding up? And then guy's like, yeah, sorry, Matt, but we're not gonna get the thing. We're not gonna, we still can't do a deal on this. And he's like, Matt's like, oh, that's fine. I wasn't here for that. I just want to see how you were doing. And then that's where right here is the important part where we realize that Matt's gonna eventually meet Miss Marvel. So the rumors were true. I think they were saying this season, right? So I think that should happen later in the season, but who knows? I honestly don't know. Man, they're supposed to have dinner or whatever in Jersey City. And then, anyways, besides the point, that Matt leaves, but he takes the toffee or whatever. And then, guess what? He looks. I knew as soon as I saw the toffee, I'm like, bro, he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave the actual diamond inside, like inside the toffee thing, whatever. And then, yup, there it is. Kamala's dad just looks in there, and guess what's there? The diamond, of course. Bro, Matt's he's so slick, man. Every single time, this doesn't get old. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, okay, bro. we're gonna start talking about the sixth episode now. Okay, it's been like 15 minutes. I've been just talking about the fifth episode. Like this is insane. It should be the other way around, but unfortunately, it is not. Okay, anyways, the episode's very good. That was like 8 out of 10. Episode 6. It's titled Excessive Force, and the synopsis is: when a serial killer terrorizes the streets of New York, the city needs a savior. And even just from reading that, you know where this is going. You know where this is going. The serial killer throughout this episode, Muse is just being teased like utterly. Just it's just so obvious, right in your face. Oh, that voice crack, damn. Yeah, he's just being teased throughout this episode, and then we obviously see him. We see him killing people, and then we see him in the end actually face off against Matt, aka Matt's Daredevil, because that's right, Matt is Daredevil again. He's back, and the cool thing is when you see like throughout the series, you see like Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, and Matt Daredevil. You see them going back, like going on the same like trajectory, and it just really speaks about like the way the series is like directed, like just the way they show like Matt beating up Muse as Daredevil because he's back as Daredevil, and then you see Fisk beating up Adam as Kingpin. You just see the parallels. That's what they're trying to show, and I don't know. I just thought that was very well done, to be honest. And they've been doing that very well throughout the series so far, even like in the previous episodes since the start of the series, honestly. But yeah, now they're actually fully back. Like I do remember saying, maybe it was last week's review, maybe the review before, I remember. But I remember in one of the last, like the episode 3, episode 4 review, I said, "Oh, they're back, they're back." But I was wrong. They weren't entirely back yet. I mean, that's last week, right? When Matt was training at the end. Yeah. Well, that was kind of like a teaser for what's coming now in episode 6, where Matt gets fully back, seen back in suit, and you can see how the original, you can see the original like fragments from the original, I guess creative direction of the series before the overall, because Matt's now finally getting into it. If you think about it, so if you think about up until this point, we're just seeing like a lot of just like I'm not gonna say nothingness because I know some people are gonna say that like just because Matt's not like in the suit, in the Daredevil suit. So I guess technically, if you're speaking, you don't really see any Daredevil. So if you're just watching strictly for Daredevil, you're just gonna be like let down up until this point. Because like from someone who, so from perspective, someone, let's just hypothetically say someone's looking for just Daredevil. Like you don't see him till episode 6 now. Like actually in the suit. Like it is kind of crazy to think about that way. So if I was someone like that, I guess I'd be feeling some type of way too. Because you think after the creator overhaul, the whole point of it was because there was enough Daredevil. There's too much Matt, right? So it is question. I don't know. I'm like, how much did they actually like? It makes me think. How much did they actually reuse? How much did they actually not like? I'm just kind of thinking about that more and more. Like, are they lying about how much they reused, how much they redid? I don't know. I'm just throwing some stuff out. I don't know, but I mean, I'm still enjoying the show regardless. I thought because we still see Matt beating up people, obviously, just as Matt Murdock, not Daredevil. So, but obviously, it's different when he's in the suit. I get it. Everyone loves when Matt's Daredevil. If we wanted to watch a lawyer show, I don't know, we would be watching like Law and Order or something. You know what I mean? Nah, but all jokes aside, I still like the show a lot. Okay, I'm not one of those people. Yeah, Muse is being teased throughout this episode, and then we see, the parallels between Fisk and Matt. And then what else? We see White Tiger's niece. She's back in this episode, and she's urging Matt. She goes to Matt's office, and is pretty much like begging him to help. And Matt, he doesn't want to go back into that life. Pretty much like he wants to do something, but he's like, no, man, I gotta hold out. I can't go back to that guy. And then, long story short, later on in the day, she goes looking for Muse, and like in the subway, whatever. And she just gets kidnapped by Muse down there, and then Muse starts obviously taking the blood out of her, just like how we see throughout this episode earlier on, just all those murals and those people that he killed, how he left their took their eye sockets out and stuff like that, and then he just used the blood and just made murals with it. Anyways, that was another thing throughout the episode. Oh, and another thing, I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but just that's how it goes, man. Fisk, he finally created his anti-vigilante task force, and it's with all the this guy Fisk, bro. He's really getting owned by like the people, like you know how there's like how they say there's people like beyond the actual like government that run it, whatever you want to say. I'm not gonna dive deeper into that, but it kind of gets played in here. People that just have more power that you just don't see. They're behind the scenes, and Fisk is just getting owned by them pretty much. And then yeah, long story short, I mean that's just unrelated. But yeah, we see Fisk finally creates vigilante task force, and guess what? Well, he gets all the rogue cops who are just pretty much dirty cops, and obviously, yeah, he just gets them on his side. And some of these cops are the same ones that are pro Punisher, but that's because they don't actually understand the Punisher. If you catch my drift, we'll probably see more of that later on. Because remember, Frank is absolutely pissed. We see that last episode or last week, so we're definitely gonna see more of that later on this season. At least I hope. I hope it doesn't drag into season 2. Yeah. So, but I do know that from the rumors, this anti-vigilante task force, they're gonna be a bigger deal in season 2. We see that if you've seen the set photos, you know what I mean, and just the rumors alone by themselves. So this is definitely something to keep an eye out for, because they don't have to worry. What Fizz said, they get whatever they get overtime. The rest of the cops don't obviously, but these ones do. I'm like, okay, that sucks, but still, fair enough, whatever. And then he's like, oh, and they don't have to wear body cams. I'm like, bro, nah, this man's a menace. This man's a menace. Fisk is an absolute menace. And then yeah, anyways, and then we see Matt, he gets a call. Oh, well, another thing, last thing. Well, two things. And in the episode when Matt's with his girlfriend, whatever, she's asking him about, like, pretty much, we're getting to the point in this episode where it's just teasing, like, eventually Matt's girlfriend's gonna find out that he's Daredevil. Like, it's getting too close. You see Matt getting uncomfortable in that conversation he was having with her. And she's like, oh, can you meet me with these people? Or about vigilante stuff like that, whatever. This is getting too close, bro. I'm telling you, she's gonna die. She's literally gonna die. There's no way she doesn't die. Okay, there's actually no way. She is gonna die. There's absolutely no way. And then she also, before that, sees Matt. It's kind of like reminiscing, just sad, still grieving over Foggy. He's reading like the memorial card, and yeah, just sad, and his feeling still about his best friend. Nothing else needs to really be said about that. We'll see. We'll see if Foggy somehow lives, or if they adapt that storyline from the comics. I don't even know. People are really, really clinging on to that, but we'll see. What else was there? I think I'm forgetting something else. So Matt. What else? I forgot the other thing I was gonna say, but yeah. Anyways, Matt gets a call from the White Tiger's niece's mother. Or wait, was the White Tiger niece's mother? Anyway, she gets a call from the mother, I think, of the White Tiger's niece. And yeah, pretty much she's just like, oh, she's gone missing, Matt. The last I've heard, she was supposed to be with you. And then Matt's like, he literally calls cops right after that, and he hangs up. He's like, nah, I gotta put this in my own hands. I'm gonna have to take care of this. And that's exactly what happens. We see him go up to the top of his apartment. He unlocks the doors. He gets all his equipment out, and you see him swinging. That was absolutely sick. I'm not gonna lie, that was so cool. Just seeing him swinging. Oh my god, that was nice. And then, long story short, we go back to Muse. You see Muse is doing his menacing things, and then and then Muse hears something, and then he's, oh no, it's a subway. No, it's nothing. And he's looking around, and then you just see the red, and the red running at Muse, and then boom, Matt just pretty much kicks him, punches him, whatever, and then they start fighting in like Muse's lair. And I'm not gonna lie, when they first enter like Muse's like dungeon, whatever lair you want to call it, with when Matt goes there and starts like absolutely like beating the crap out of him, it looked really cool, especially the smoke. Like, that's what I'll say. With the difference between this series and Netflix Daredevil, I'm not gonna lie, visually, like, I just think visually, aesthetically, whatever, is different, but like I like it, like, especially like the smoke, whatever, the fog you want to call it. I don't know. I just really like it. They're using it a lot, but I don't know. I really like it, to be honest. And then you see Matt absolutely destroying him. And then Muse, starts holding his own and stuff, and they start going back and forth. And then Matt gets really pissed, starts thinking about just think about why he's back, and see all that anger that he has built up, the frustration, because the city needs him. That's what it is. and then he gets like Muse on the ladder or whatever, and then he kind of like starts hanging him with his I forget the name of his thing, his tool, his gadget, but you know what I'm talking about. And he starts hanging with them. I'm like, bro, there's no way he's gonna kill him. I'm like, bro, Muse throughout this time, I'm like, bro, Muse is getting absolutely washed. There's actually no way he's getting absolutely washed. Like, this is bad. But anyways, he kind of saves Muse and then just lets him go. He has mercy because throughout this episode we saw Matt, just really like depending on his faith a lot throughout this episode, way more than previous episodes. Well, at least maybe it's more obvious in these episodes, but anyways, yeah, besides the point. And then he pretty much lets him go, and then he gets the White Tiger's niece, and then she's like, "Oh, you're here, whatever, Daredevil, right? Obviously, we'd all be surprised if we saw Daredevil just save us, especially when he's like supposed to be retired." But besides the point, Matt then looks back, and then Muse is gone. And I was about to say, bro, if Muse literally got washed and was only here for one episode, like actually like significantly doing something for only one episode against Matt, bro, I was gonna be so pissed. But he gets off like that, and Muse continues to, he's gonna continue to terrorize the streets. Probably even worse now because it's gonna be even more mad. This is not gonna be good for the city. That's all I'm saying. People are a lot more stuff's gonna happen, just like Fisk actually mentioned earlier on in the episode. That's kind of why he had to take matters into his own hands with the anti-vigilante task force. So I think this episode was probably like a 7, to be honest. Okay, I don't know if that's harsh or not, but I think it's a 7. I think the 5th episode is better. There's still good parts in this episode, in episode 6, but overall, I do think it was worse. Anyways, bro, it's almost been 26 minutes. God damn. Let me know what you think down below about this episode, if you liked it or not. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.